All right, before we kick this show off, I have a serious question. How often do you eat at a roller grill? Do you know what one is? Do you go often? Are you a fan? Let me know in the comments about your experiences and opinions. And that's for a later project, so hook me up with that. And before we get started, I got a couple things I want to throw at you. Was invited to a party last night, not on a Zoom call, actually in person. What a great time. Catching up with friends. And of course, during conversation, they asked about the show. They all support it and listen. And was telling about Liv Rishi, who's been in my corner since day one and been using his product for many years, CBD product and other things. And I told him the same thing I tell you guys every time. The immediate benefits is a good night's sleep. As soon as you take it, boom, good night's sleep. And of course they say, well, I sleep good at night. Bring your sleep to another level with the tincture oil. Check it out, livrishi.com. And long-term benefits are endless. So with long-term and consistent use, I could talk hours on the benefits, and you can just Google it and check it out. But it's all organically made and third-party tested. It's not your over-the-counter drugstore, gas station, or no-name head shop CBD product. So livrishi.com, use the code word table, and I'm going to throw some love your way. The other thing I want to talk about is where you can find the show. Obviously, I don't know where you're listening to it now, but I would appreciate you jump over to YouTube. Underneath my smiling mug, there's a subscribe button. Click that. I want to build that up a little bit. I have some future plans for that, so I want to get a nice base going with the fans. And then on my website, waltzkitchentable.com, right on the homepage, direct links to everywhere it's available. So try to make it easy for everybody to check it out. So on to the show. Welcome to Walt's Kitchen Table, where I feature captivating stories from fascinating people. I met Dan years ago through our shared passion for playing poker. So this episode is pretty heavy with poker lingo and stories. Just want to give you a heads up on that. And getting to know Dan, we also share a passion for traveling. So we talk a lot of stuff about traveling all over the world and, of course, playing poker while we travel. But other things we talk about, motorhomes, motorcycles, Action Park here in New Jersey. And I know the people listening in New Jersey right now are just laughing. It's an amusement park. You'll get the idea once you hear it. And then the Louvre, we talk about his experience with the Mona Lisa and the statue of David. And he's an E.M.T. He dedicates his time. He volunteers being an E.M.T., and I commend him for that. And his story of the call he got when he first got in one day, oh my God, you can't make this shit up. And it's crazy funny, but I'm glad everybody, ended up okay. Nobody was seriously hurt. And I think you'll get a kick out of that, because I did. So let's get to it. And we're recording.
Yay.
Right?
Let's do this.
So everything you say now is going to be on the internet.
Uh-oh.
That's my disclaimer.
Okay.
So it's unedited. Whatever you say is good to go.
Got to be careful here. Okay.
Yeah, no, don't be careful. Please, don't be careful. Thanks for coming down, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How long a drive is it?
It's about 30 minutes from Fairlawn.
Oh, fuck, dude. Everything in Jersey's 30 minutes away.
Yeah. But it's the traffic on the parkway that just kills you.
Oh, this time of night, too, imagine, right?
Yeah.
In the rain.
Yeah, of course.
Freezing rain.
Yeah.
Ugh. How long you live in Jersey?
Oh, all my life.
Really?
All my life. Yeah.
Fairlawn, too?
No. I grew up in Haworth, in Bergen County, believe it or not. Small town, yeah. First 20 years of my life. Then for about 5 or 6 years there, I kind of bounced around to different towns in Jersey, and then ultimately ended up in Fairlawn.
So your parents, obviously, you were born there.
Yep.
And then where are your parents from? Jersey too?
No, both my parents are from New York, actually. My father was from the Bronx, and he's passed now. But he was from the Bronx, and that is where my dad met my mom. But my mom is from Sullivan County, New York. She's all the way up from the sticks in Mountaindale,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm from Central New York.
Central New York. Okay.
When I say Central New York, not too far from where I was born and raised, there's a plaque in the ground that's
Yeah.
the geographical center of the state.
No.
Yep.
Oh, that's got to be.
Up around Syracuse area.
Yeah, I was about to say like Cortland and everything.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah,
is. You ever hear of
Oh
Oneida?
yeah, I know where Oneida is. Yeah,
Oneida
sure.
Silversmith? You ever hear of that?
Yeah.
Yep. That was a big factory growing up.
Wow.
Yep. So where was your mom?
So she was much further south. So she was down by Monticello.
What the hell's Monticello?
Monticello. It's off our old 17.
Okay. All right. I got a rough idea where that
Yeah,
is.
it's between Woodbury and oh god, what's that town? Starts with a B. Bottom of 84.
But shit, I don't
Come
know.
on, that wasn't that far from where you were.
Yeah. Well, come on, man. It's like Jersey. You could drive for 30 minutes and go through 17 towns. God knows how many fucking.
That's true.
right?
The town I grew up in, Haworth, there are people who live in Bergen County that have never even heard of the town.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it Parsippany that's like long and skinny? So
Yeah.
is it my right there? It's kind of weird how Parsippany is shaped.
I'm not that familiar with Parsippany, so I don't
Okay.
know. But
All right.
the town I grew up in Bergen County, it's like a half a mile wide by like a mile and a half long. I mean, it's a tiny little thing. I swear, if you blink, you'll
You go
drive right through it. Yeah.
How many stoplights?
Oh.
Back growing up, you'd had a stop sign, right? No stoplight.
No. I actually have to think about that. I think there were two.
Two? Holy
Two in
shit!
the whole
Big
town.
time.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
So 7-Eleven and a Walgreens.
No, none of that. There's no major retailers in
Really?
town. Yeah,
is that
none.
like a code for the town where they don't allow like?
I don't know. I don't think so, but there, no, it's out in the middle of nowhere. Seriously.
Yeah, but you think like 7-Eleven or Walgreens would scoop that up? A
there's
big
gotta-
retailer like that.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I got to think there's one there by now. When I was growing up, the big center of retail was Wawa.
Oh, I love a good Wawa.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, a good
Holy
Wawa, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge. I moved to Jersey and I'm like, what is this Wawa? Wah! I'm like, that's why they named it that. Oh, I lived off Wawa for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You a fan of Wawa or you? No.
It's been so long since I've been to one. There's none in Fairlawn. There's none really in my area, actually.
Yeah, it's all South Jersey.
Yeah,
they're
it
scooping
is.
up. They're coming up a little north.
Yeah. There's one on Essex Street in Hackensack. Some people go there just for the iced tea, but
Oh wow.
yeah, apparently Wawa iced tea is a big thing.
It's kind of like McDonald's coffee, right?
Yeah, right?
Everybody's like, McDonald's. My dad's like, McDonald's coffee is amazing. I'm like, fuck, dude, whatever. The Wawa on, is it 80 in New Road? Is it New Road?
No idea.
I think it's 80 in New Road. It's like the busiest Wawa.
Oh,
Just
well,
'cause-
I bet you that's the one I'm talking about, the one over in Hackensack, right? Because it's right off 80.
No, it's not too far from here because that's my old studio was right across the street and I was
don't
on
know.
New Road.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Parsippany was the town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But fucking Wawa, and it's what's their competitor? Quick Check.
Quick Check, yeah. 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
They're all the same line. Yeah.
You a Roller Grill fan?
A roller girl?
Oh,
No.
no, Roller Grill.
A roller grill? No.
No, hot
Oh
dogs off
God,
the.
no! You would never catch me eating that stuff. Oh God, no!
Come on, dude! At 2:00 in the morning after a long
God,
poker game, and you're all
no.
depressed because you lost all your money.
No, you wouldn't catch me dead eating
No?
that stuff. Oh come on, that stuff looks like it's been on there for days.
Or it's one of the two. It's either it's been on there for days, or it's still frozen.
Yeah,
They just put it on there.
yeah.
And they're like, "Is that ready?" And they're like, "Sure." And they throw it in the microwave.
I will admit, I have on a rare occasion bought one of the packaged sandwiches, but that's because I was starving and needed
Yeah,
something
yeah.
to eat. You pay $10 for like a half sandwich,
Right. And
it
they worth the
tastes
shit.
like crap. Yeah.
See, my go-to like that if I'm really hungry, just
Uh-huh.
like a bag of peanuts or some cashews or something,
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
hold me over.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. The Roller Grill. When my wife and I were first dating, I'm like, I'm taking you to the Roller Grill.
No.
And she's like, what's that? I go, just watch. And she's a health food fanatic.
Oh, she probably ran. I'm surprised you
she's
even
like,
married her.
I'm not eating that. I'm like, come on, be venturous. We met playing cards.
Yeah.
How long you been playing poker? When did you get into all that?
God, I only started like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
What got you into it?
No. You know what? I'm playing longer than that. I started playing the league 5 or 6 years ago, which got me playing several nights a week.
Okay.
But I started playing poker 20 years ago. I had a group of friends who would get together every Sunday night, and we'd play Hold'em, and we'd play multiple games. Everybody would buy in for $20, right? There was a pool of like $120, $140, depending on how many players.
Like
we
dealer's
had.
choice. Like,
No. We would just play Hold'em, and
okay.
we would play 2 or 3 rounds of Hold'em each night. So I'd come with $60, and depending on whether I won or lost, we'd come.
yeah.
But it was a once a week thing. It was Sunday nights. It was a small group of us.
Entertainment.
Yeah, it was entertainment. But then people started, getting married, having kids. It kind of fell apart. But that Thursday night game we play once a month, the $50 buy-in. Yeah. So believe it or not, that game originated 20 years ago.
Oh, no shit.
With that group of friends. Yeah. So that game we play on those Thursday nights. Is 20 years old.
Dude, I got to tell you, that is a super fun game.
Yeah.
How was the final? I was away.
Oh, so you didn't hear?
No. Was there drama or is it all good?
No drama.
Oh, okay.
I took away the large sum of the cash, which
No
was
shit. Congratulations, dude.
But I finished second.
Would you guys do like a?
You know what? It always turns out this way. I think this is the second
do a chop
time.
and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Well, so we decided third place was going to take out $200 of the $1,200.
Okay. So 1,200 was the total pot.
1,200 was the total pot.
Okay.
We decided third place was going to take away 200 regardless.
Okay.
Jason Billy got.
Which one's Jason? Describe him.
He is the black guy who with the glasses.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So and sadly, I took him out in the worst way.
Oh, bad beat.
It was so I made a bad call with a 9-10 offsuit.
Oh, come on. 9-10's no, wait. Let's start from the first hand though. Or from the beginning of the hand.
Yeah. So this
Okay.
is so I'm dealer. I'm first to act because there's only 3 players.
Okay. You got 9-10 off.
I got 9-10 offsuit, and I decided to shove. I don't know why. I just decided to shove. Right. Brendan was next to me, and he's Brendan Chen.
Oh yeah. He's a good little dude.
Yeah,
I enjoyed playing cards with him.
Yeah,
he's good.
Yeah, he is good. He is
really
good. And he folded right away. And
was he giving you shit though? He's like, damn it. Like,
no.
Okay,
He
right.
didn't give me any shit. But Jason was like, he looked at me and he goes, well, yeah, I got to kind of call you. Right. So he turns over pocket aces.
I kind of got to call you.
You know how the story goes from here, right?
Oh, when'd you hit the second pair?
No. I didn't hit a second pair. On the turn, I hit the straight.
Whoa, that's even. Oh, boo. No.
Yeah,
Hey,
no.
happens.
I sort of felt bad because he really should have won that hand, but
No, dude, 3-handed with 9-10,
Yeah.
your first act.
yeah.
Shove your chips and make them.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
was
if
a bad
he had,
call.
yeah, but if he had king, queen, king 10 or something, he wouldn't have called you.
True.
The only reason
True.
he was calling you is because he ended up with a good hand.
Yeah, he had a dominant hand.
9 times out of 10, no pun intended there, but 9 times out of 10, that hand's gonna go. You're gonna win that pre-flop.
Yeah, well, so I like 9-10. 9-10's a great hand. It really is.
Where's it? 9-10 of spades. I had painted on my motorcycle.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
Your favorite hand?
favorite hand. 9-10 of spades. Oh, now it's out in the public. Damn it.
That's all right. You know what my favorite hand is?
5-2.
No, that's John. You know John, right?
yeah.
No. My favorite hand is as obscure as that. I like 2-3. Believe it or not, 2-3 suited.
I'd like to. Yeah.
Nobody ever anticipates you playing that hand.
Absolutely not.
So when you hit it hard.
You can hide that very well.
Yeah, you can hide that very well. So I will always limp in with that hand when I have it.
So I call him my mentor. Mentor or mentor?
Yeah.
What is that? How do you
Mentor.
Mentor,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He taught me how to play poker.
Yeah,
like 10 years ago or 15, whatever, long time ago. And he loved what we call neighborhood cards, which is your 2-3, your 4-5,
Right.
7-8's getting a little out of the neighborhood, but
Yeah.
so I grew fond of that because exactly what you said. He would be like, I'm not going to show you how to play these right now. I'm going to show you the basics,
Yeah.
But man, have I cleaned up with like 3-5, 2-4.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. One of the best, I could tell you the story. I was in a big tournament. I won a satellite into a big tournament in Vegas. I'm on the button, and so under the gun raises, and like 3 people call them. Somebody re-raises, a person calls them, it gets to me.
And this is all pre-flop?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No. I was like,
You did not call that.
I looked down, I got 2-4.
No.
I was like, and I had a mountain of chips.
all right. So you're a chip stack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, well, one, I got position.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the math here. I'm like, if these guys all have pairs and big
Right,
cards.
because they're going in
and-
with big cards. You know they're all high cards.
Yeah, all this bullshit, you know? And I was like, all right. I call. Everybody else calls. Flopped open-ended straight draw. Of course, on the bottom end.
Yep.
And I'm
Yep,
like,
yep.
fuck, just give me an ace.
Yeah,
give
right.
me a fucking ace.
Yes.
I need a fucking ace.
Because you
I
want
need-
somebody to hit that high
Yeah,
card,
exactly,
right? Yeah, right.
Of
yeah.
course, an ace
Yeah.
turns. And just chips are just flying.
Of course they are.
And I was just
of course
like,
they are.
I'm just sitting here going, holy shit. And I ended up winning the hand, and a guy just raking chips.
Yeah.
And it took me like 3 hands to stack my chips. Wow. That's it, right? And this guy just come fucking unglued.
Oh, I'm sure
What are
he
you
did.
playing that
Yeah,
'cause-
why are you playing
he
that
had
bullshit, right?
He wasn't under the gun. He was second.
And what do you have? Pocket aces?
Pocket aces,
Oh,
so he hit
my
the
God,
trips.
yeah.
Right? And when I hit the straight, I'm like, just don't pair the board. Just don't pair the board.
Yeah,
and
right,
it bricked
right.
out with like a 10 or something. I'm like, fuck, dude, I
All
got the
yours,
nuts,
right?
dude.
Yeah,
There's
right.
no way that nobody's got anything. Oh my God. And that carried me for a 3-day turn. I went 3 days in that tournament. Yeah, out of like 1,700, just shy of 1,700, I got knocked out 52nd.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many people?
Oh, just shy of 1,700.
Oh, God. Ooh, wow.
3 days. And I went out with pocket kings.
Oh, I
So
hate that.
I'm at the, however many tables, but I'm looking at the board being like, and I'm looking at my chip stack, you're doing the,
Yeah, right,
ICM
right.
and all that bullshit. And I'm just like, fuck, a face card or a pair. I'm just shoving,
Yeah.
I don't, because the blinds are just crazy big.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't do the single big blind back then.
Yeah.
You're still doing antes and all that.
Right.
And king, I'm like, just fucking, I shouldn't even look at the next card. I just should shove, right? Of course, I look now for kings. I'm like, fuck yeah. I get like 5 callers. I'm like, oh, God, I'm dead, dude.
Because one of them has the ace,
Of
right?
course.
Yeah,
And of course,
yeah.
right out of the window is
Right.
an ace.
Yeah,
and I
of
was just
course.
like, whatever. But that was a nice payday. I mean, that was,
Wow, that's fantastic.
yeah, that was my biggest payday. But then I realized that my limit is probably around 120, 130 people.
Wow.
That's because I can get that done in a day, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you can get a 130 person tournament done in a good 10, 11 hour day, depending on how it's played.
That's a lot of poker, though.
Right. But when you're playing day after day,
Yeah.
and like, every decision, you're deep in day 2 and
yeah.
you're like, fuck.
Yeah, you get tired.
Oh, super tired. Right.
So
And
I've
then
been there. I've done that. It's absolutely exhausting.
What's you played in some big tournaments?
Yeah, no. So it's a year ago now, almost a year, a little over a year ago. I was in Vegas with World Taverns national tournament,
Okay.
and I was playing in the national finals.
What casino do they use?
They use the Orleans in Vegas.
That's every year, right?
What's that?
They use the Orleans every time, right?
They've been using it for the past 2 years,
Okay.
but they seem to have a good relationship there. So I think they're going to be there a couple more years. But it was the national tournament, 277 players, $20 buy-in for the casino fee. That was it.
Oh, okay. Did you have to earn your way into that though?
You do. You have to qualify somehow. In the free games and everything, you have to win so many.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But I was actually late to the national tournament. I was over an hour late to it because I was finishing up in another tournament.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude.
No. So they were blinding me out the whole time, and I sat down.
But would you miss 3? Would you miss 3 blind levels?
Oh, at least.
Yeah, because what, 20, 30 minutes, right?
Yeah. I was at least an hour late, so I must have missed at least 3 blind levels,
Yeah.
right? I sat down to the table in my position, and boom, boom, boom. I just started hitting hand after hand, and everyone was looking at me like, "You joined the table late. You take all of our money. What the heck are you doing?"
I was playing cards. What
Yeah,
do you think I'm doing?
cards, right? Yeah, I got the cards. I'm going to play them, right? So that must have been about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and at 10 o'clock at night, they finally wrap up day one, right? So I was playing 9 hours straight, right, with a break every hour and a half for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And 25 of us out of the original 277 made it to
Day two.
right? And I was on the lower end of the chip stacks. I wasn't. I was somewhere on the middle lower.
Yeah, but you got to admit, when you bag your chips at the end of the day, that's
God,
a fucking good feeling.
Oh
isn't it?
my God, yes it is. I had never done that before. That was
that's your first time bagging chips?
Yeah, that was the best feeling ever. Was bagging chips.
So I bagged chips one time with like 5 big blinds. But I'm like, I bagged fucking chips.
Yeah, right. That's all that matters. You bag chips.
Yep. And you bump up. You got a pay jump.
Yeah.
Because you go into day 2. But
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's okay. So day 2 started. 3 hands into day 2, I lost 90% of my stack. 3 hands into it, I was like, oh shoot, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna make it to the money in this tournament because money was only top 15.
Oh,
right.
Ooh. That's
So
a tough 10 spots too.
So next hand, I ended up with pocket kings. I went all in just like you.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know, I hit those kings hard. I think I tripped up. Right, I had like 5 callers. Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I immediately improved my chip stack. Well, wouldn't you know, hand after hand after hand, I had pocket pairs, and usually they were pocket aces. I just kept hitting the aces. I kept taking player after player out until it must have been 5 hands later. I was chip leader for the whole event.
Nice.
I went from bottom stack to top stack in a matter of 8 hands.
0 to hero in 10
exactly.
minutes.
So I'm like, I'm riding this wave to the money.
Yeah, absolutely. No, now you just sit back. You know what a lot of guys used to do? I learned. I've never done it because I just like to sit and watch if I'm not even playing. You know, like you got a big chip stack, right? And a lot of guys will get up and leave.
Yeah, right. Because they just want to be blinded out because they want to make it to the money, right?
Yeah, because they're just I have a money stack. I have a get to the money stack. Can you get in there?
I got it.
Oh, squeeze it in. That's to me.
Whoa.
Hi. Say hello.
Hello.
That's my beautiful wife.
Hey. Sorry, I'm just getting
No, don't be sorry.
power cord. Sorry.
You need power.
You need the power.
We're just talking about poker.
I hear that. Don't understand it, but I
It's
hear
our
it.
favorite
Sounds
topic.
exciting. Yeah. Nice.
This is Dan, by the way.
Hi, Dan.
Dan, this is my wife, Val.
Nice to meet you, Val.
You got it?
Yes. All right.
All right, baby.
Let's get back to it.
All right.
What were we talking about?
So yeah, riding the
Oh, yeah. Guys
Yeah.
will be. I had a buddy come out from Colorado. We went down to Atlantic City, and we played in three tournaments, and 2 of them I made the final table in money.
yeah,
And they're
yeah.
good size, you know. And the second one, a guy did that. He won a couple big hands in a row and just had a fucking mountain of chips. And he got up and walked away.
Yeah, that's what you do. You just get up and walk away.
Get out of your own way,
That's right.
right? I was never that smart when I first started playing. Now I would. You know, I would do that.
Yeah.
But
I was just so surprised, though. I mean, literally, I was in a zone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like you become acutely aware of what position you're in and what cards you have, and look,
and what the other people have.
yeah, what the other people have. And I'm telling you, I folded pocket jacks, pocket queens, pre-flop because
Yeah.
people were shoving all in. I'm like, I am not calling with this hand.
Yeah.
I'm like, because somebody's got that ace and they're going to hit it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was playing. You ever been to Mohegan Sun?
I have not. That's one place I haven't been
That
yet.
is fucking beautiful place.
Yeah.
I was like blown away.
Wait,
when
are we
I
talking
walked-
about the one in Pennsylvania or Connecticut?
Connecticut?
Connecticut, okay.
There's one in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, all the way up by Scranton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The one in Connecticut. Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Went and played in a $75 daily tournament,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And same thing. I was just on a roll, right? And of course, if if you're not getting, I like the saying, if you're not getting busted bluffing,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
bluffing enough.
Yeah, they're right.
Right? You got to hit that shit hard, dude.
You do.
Oh, absolutely. And what's the other saying I like? I think Doyle Brunson said it. The key to winning at cards is put his chip stack at risk.
Okay.
So go back to your Thursday night game that you won.
Yeah.
With you shoving with 9-10.
Right,
That's
right.
why I said, now you just put them two guys' chip stack at risk.
Right.
And if they didn't have extremely premium cards, they're not going to call you. So most of the time, you're going to win.
Right.
You just happen to suck
Right.
out.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I just like that.
But sucking out, we've all done it and have it done to us. So you can't get mad at it. You can't get mad at it.
There used to be a day that really bothered me. I used to have such a temper, and nowadays I'm just kind of like, it's cards.
That's just
It's
I
cards.
used to
Even
get
when it's
so
for
fucking-
money, it's just cards.
I used to get so fucking mad, dude.
No, yeah. You got to let that stuff go.
But the Mohegan Sun, bunch of action in front of me.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm learning. I'm still learning this stuff. But I look behind me, and there's a couple short stacks.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, right.
Right. Look down. I got pocket queens, and the guy next to me folded, and we've been chatting all day. Right. So as I fold, I do that. So he sees them.
Oh, and then somebody else was still in the hand.
No.
Oh, okay.
But he sees them, and he kept his cool.
Right,
He didn't say anything. So it all got into, like, by the turn, it was everybody's all in and all fucking crazy shit. And he looks at me, he goes, "You folded that shit?" I go, "Dude, look there's 4 people in front of me. There's 2 short." And of course, all sorts of kings and shit were flying all over the place. So I would have lost.
Yeah.
And the same thing with jacks. I've folded pocket jacks so many times. Just got to look at
You can't let pretty cards bias you. You have to be in the right position. You have to have the right size chip stack.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
can you lose a third of your chip stack?
Yeah,
You got to
right,
look at that.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, cards are so much fun.
I know.
2 quick stories, though, around cards, but they're funny. I was playing I used to love Caesar's Palace
Okay.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
So we're playing, and we're in a daily tournament, and this guy is on the phone at the end of the table, and he's talking in, like, Portuguese or something. I don't know. It was some...
Oh, that bothers me.
right?
Okay, go ahead.
But he's on the phone, and
Oh,
he's, like, looking at his cards and talking on the phone.
And the
and
casino was allowing this?
Well, the dealer goes, "Sir, you put the phone away." He's like, "Yeah, whatever." And the dealer's like, "All right." Dealt a hand, and everybody's like looking around. And when he dealt the hand out before the flop, he's like, "Sir," warns him again.
Right.
Extremely politely tells him. He gets mad at the dealer.
Okay.
Of course, he's yelling at the dealer. The pit boss comes over.
Right.
Little short guy.
Okay.
Right?
They always are.
yeah. And goes, "Hey, man, you can't be on the phone." Being very professional and stuff. And he's like, "I'm on the phone. I paid for this." And he's just being a dick.
Yeah.
And the pit boss goes, "Okay," and walks away. And the guy puts his phone down, like takes it away from him and looks at all of us and going, "See, they ain't going to do nothing about it. You guys got to stop complaining that I'm on the phone." And starts talking again on the phone.
Yeah. And here comes security, right?
Well, pit boss comes over again. 2 guys behind him.
Yeah.
And, dude, it was the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen.
Really? Did they carry him out?
The pit boss goes, "Sir?" And the guy kind of half turns and goes, "I told..." And before he got another word out, his knees hit the bottom of the table. They jacked him out of that chair so fucking fast. And another little dude came over and, like, scooped all his chips up. It was, like, done and cleaned up in, like, seconds. Wow. And we're all like, and the dealer acted like nothing happened. He's like, "Doo, you're big blind, first stack, go ahead."
Wow.
And I was like,
I would have loved to see that.
I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Am I in a movie? What the hell is that?
Right?
And the other thing, when my wife and I travel, I like to go into local card rooms and casinos just to see, because you get to see and visit with so many people from all over the place, right? We're in San Bruno, California.
Okay, yeah.
Where she grew up. And we're walking around, and she goes, "There used to be this little card room called Artichoke Joe's."
Artichoke jokes?
Joe's.
Okay.
And I was like, "Wow." She goes, "It used to be right down here." I go, "Well, let's go see what it is, and they built it up, and it was very nicely done. You walk in, nothing but table games and a lot of baccarat and
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Table games. Yeah.
Of course, they have poker, and most of it is 1-3 limit.
Okay.
Okay. And you being a card guy, you're gonna get a kick out of this, and I love telling this story. So they're just pit people walking around, and so I'm like standing there, and the lady's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "I'm just looking for a tournament." "No, we don't do tournaments here." 1-2 no limit? Nope. Okay, so what do you got? She's like 1-3 limit.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like, okay, I'm just here to kind of just have a little,
Drop
play
some money,
for,
right? Yeah,
just
right.
play for like an hour, And so I sit down, and I'm the big blind. I walk into the big blind, no big deal, $3. The dealer, by the time I sat down, put my chips down, everybody's got 2 cards. The dealer has the 3 cards for the flop on the table, but she ain't turned it over yet.
Right,
Turned it over
okay.
yet. And she's staring at me. So I was like, okay, and I'm just kind of sat down, just kind of like looking around. I look up, every single buddy at the table has 3 chips out because they're dollar chips.
Right.
Has their hand extended with 3 chips on it.
Right.
And all staring at me.
Why?
And I was like,
You're last to act.
oh, I'm sorry.
Or you first act.
I'm first act. I'm sorry.
You're first
I was
act,
first
okay.
act. Sorry.
Right. No, I understand now.
Yep. So I was like, okay. And I look, and he's like, the guy looks at me, and I was like, all right. So I got like king, queen or something. So I put out my $3.
Yeah.
And by the time I look up, I'm not fucking joking, dude. By the time I look up, the dealer has the flop down and the turn upside down staring at me. And I look up, and
They're playing that quickly?
and everybody's got $3 out staring at me.
So
and
it's
I'm
any
like,
2-card poker, pretty much is what you're saying.
I'm just sitting here going, this is fucking gambling. They're not playing poker.
Yeah, right.
They're totally fucking
They're
gambling.
just playing any 2 cards.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, right? So
Yeah.
I like to sit down and enjoy myself, and
Yeah, of course.
everybody kind of takes time. So there's a guy on my right and a guy on my left. And they're speaking in some language of Asian descent.
Okay.
I don't know. And you can tell I can't tell what they're talking about, but the tone, they're getting pissed at each other. So come to find out, the guy on my left is pissed because the guy on the right is quote unquote taking too long. Right?
Right.
So the guy on my right stands up. In an instant, the guy on my left stands up and punches him right across the face.
No.
Like
Really,
you hear
in a casino?
in the middle of the casino, and you hear this. I mean, you hear it, pow, and he's right here. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? So I'm like holding my chips, and of course they get dragged out, and within a second, boom, two other guys sitting right next to me, right?
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, okay, I got like $40 left. I'll just fucking spit it out and see what happens. I finally win a hand, right?
Yeah.
God knows how I did it. And I'm raking the chips. I'm like, I look at the guy next to me. I'm like, whew, that was fun. Because, like, everybody's chasing, right? So you never know.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, maybe for you. I was like, okay, all right, whatever, dude. It's like,
Yeah,
God
right,
damn,
yeah.
just here to have a good time. And he goes, yeah, but you're not here trying to make rent. And I was like, I just picked my chips up and left. Folded my
really?
card. I'm like, fuck this,
Dude,
dude.
you're there playing to make rent?
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah.
And like we do, we sit around and we bullshit and have a good time. And if somebody
He
takes
must
a little,
have such a bad problem if he's there trying to pay the rent.
well, I was just like, I don't want to be part of that.
Yeah.
And plus the way they were playing, the speed and
yeah.
it was fucking nuts, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's any 2-card poker. That's not enjoyable to me.
No,
I want to play a skilled game.
Yeah, and I like the level.
Yeah.
Get to a certain level. And when I first started playing, I was like, oh, what? There's 2 cards, and God, we all play the same cards, and how's there different levels and stuff? And the guy who was teaching me goes, he didn't use Tiger Woods. I used Tiger Woods. He used somebody else. He goes, you play golf? I'm like, well, yeah. He goes, so does Tiger Woods.
Yeah, right?
And I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Got it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Light bulb
yeah.
went off, right? Yeah.
Where's the most interesting place you've played cards? Because you travel a lot.
Yeah, but I don't play.
What?
I'm a neighborhood player.
When you guys travel, you guys don't jump in a casino?
No, not really. Although interesting enough, Scott told me the other day there's a casino in Palm Springs. We're going there next month. I was like, yeah, we're going
Florida?
to Atlantic City 2 weeks before. No, Palm Springs, California.
Oh, okay.
We're going there.
California's great for cards, dude.
Yeah, we're going there in January. So, yeah, Scott was like, yeah, there's a casino in the same town we're staying in. I was like, yeah, but we're going to Atlantic City 2 weeks before that. We really want to do that?
What are you going to Atlantic City for? Just to play? Or?
Yeah, just to play. Mom's in town. His mom likes to gamble. So the four of us are going to go down and
there's a lot of good daily tournaments down there.
There are. In fact, we're talking about not going to Atlantic City and maybe going to the Sands, although the Sands changed its name. I can't remember what they call
Wind
it.
Creek or
Wind
something?
Creek or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about going there because I usually don't play in the poker rooms. I've played a couple of tournaments at casinos before, but we don't normally go to the poker rooms.
Why? Is there just
I don't know.
Just don't like it, or
no? I think we just like the table games out on the casino floor.
oh, like roulette and
Yeah, because you know what it is? I play skilled poker all the time in our neighborhood games in the league and stuff like that. The table games is more like, you want to hit that random luck for the big pot. Right?
Yeah.
So when you hit it, you feel really good. So I'm feeding my gambling habit when I go to the casino, pretty much.
There's no that's what. Hey, casinos weren't built on winners, man.
Yeah,
That's for
right,
sure.
exactly,
Yeah.
right? I just want to hit that random pot. In fact, I was at Wind Creek or Sands.
I know. I still called.
Yeah.
When I Google it, I still Sands.
Yeah,
And then,
7 or 8
of course,
months ago, I was there, and I was hitting the hold'em table out on the casino floor.
What's that? That Texas Hold'em?
Yeah, the bonus one where you play
Yeah,
the bonus option and everything. Oh God, I sat down with 100. I walked away with 600. I just kept hitting hand after hand after hand. When you're on a roll, you're on a roll.
Take it.
I remember that day too. I was starving to death. Like I hadn't eaten before we got to the casino. I was already hungry when I sat down to the table.
Yeah.
But you're on a roll like that,
Yeah.
you don't walk away.
No.
I was literally passing out from low blood sugar. And I'm like, I got to continue playing.
Oh, yeah. Until I start losing.
Yeah,
until the needle starts dropping. I'm going to be right here.
Exactly.
Well, that's where no skill comes in.
Yeah, it's no skill. It's all random luck.
Yeah. You like any other table games?
Oh, we play them all. We play flop poker. We play crisscross. I used to play 3-card poker all the time because I was lucky at it once, but then I got hooked on it.
Oh, the thing with 3-card poker, you go big or go home really fast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Although I don't know why the game I like most now is a game called Flushes. Have you seen it?
I don't pay attention. I go right to the poker room.
So it's a weird game. It's not a complex game. But when you first see it, it looks really intimidating. Basically, you get 7 cards, and you're trying to make the best flush hand possible, right? And you're playing against the dealer, and you've got to beat the dealer's flush.
So straight flushes and high flush, ace, king.
Yeah.
flush.
So you're not going to play anything. At least you get 7 cards. You're not going to play anything unless you have at least a 3-card flush, right?
Okay.
Which
All
is
right.
not hard to do.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
But that's kind
Multiple deck.
No. It's one
Single
deck.
deck?
One deck. Yeah, right. One deck. It's not hard to hit a 3-card flush. You get the payouts start to happen when you hit a 4 or 5-card flush. I've had a 5-card flush before, so you get like $100,
sure.
$150 for a 5-card flush.
On like a $5 bet.
Yeah, on like a $5 bet,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if it's a straight flush, forget it. You're going even way higher.
Yeah, sure.
But
sure.
you're only playing the dealer, so you have to beat the dealer's flushes.
That's the whole goal.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
the whole
push,
goal.
Is there? Well, I guess there's no push there then, huh? Either you win or you lose.
No, yeah, it's either you win or you lose, right?
You a big blackjack fan?
I used to be years ago.
Can't stand that fucking game.
So I actually like the simplicity of the game, but recently I have not done well in that game. I sort of feel like the casinos have changed something because I used to be able to sit down and play that game for hours and not win or lose money. Right? Nowadays, I sit down, I lose $100 in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's happened to this game?
You're a different person probably,
Yeah,
and thinking
probably.
different and all that.
Yeah, I probably take different risks and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what are you going to Palm Springs for?
So a friend of ours who used to play poker here in Jersey, he was a medical student.
Okay.
He graduated medical school. He did his internship here, and now he's doing his residency back in his hometown, which is Palm Springs.
Okay.
So we're going out to visit him. Good friend of Scott's.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we're going out to visit him while we're out there.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of traveling, don't you?
Yeah, I love my
travel.
travel. Come on.
I thought I traveled a lot. Holy
Nah.
shit, you guys are all over the place.
Yeah, it's like my philosophy in life is see the world now.
Absolutely.
Don't wait until you're
Absolutely.
65, 70 years old. You're not going to enjoy it then. You won't be able to walk anywhere. You won't be able to do anything.
No, sit in your retirement home and think about all the shit you did.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
We're a huge fan too. We live pretty minimal. We don't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We our motto is money is a lubricant for experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, we want to go somewhere and we the weekend your poker tournament,
Yeah.
your final, we rented a cabin off the grid for 4 days.
That's fantastic. Where? Pennsylvania.
Upstate New York.
Upstate New York. Okay.
Yeah, same thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Catskills. Through it's called Hip Camp.
Okay.
So it's like Airbnb but for cabins
Okay.
and that kind of thing, tents and whatever. And no power, no electricity,
That's awesome.
no running water.
That's awesome.
Yep. It was a beautiful cabin.
No running water.
No running water.
Ugh.
Yeah. We had to heat water up on the stove to wash up with. And you had a composting toilet.
Wow.
Yeah. Wood stove.
That's roughing it.
Yeah. I chopped wood all weekend to keep us fucking warm.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was cool though.
last-
We had a great time. We
Oh,
had a
that's
great
awesome.
time.
Yeah, last camping trip I was on, we roughed it by catering and dinner. We slept in tents, but we brought it all catered in.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. But, then the next weekend we might be at a 4-star hotel. We just do whatever comes to mind. We'll be sitting here and be like, hey, what do you think of this? Oh, yeah, let's go do that.
Exactly.
You know?
You just look for those opportunities.
Yeah.
Look for those great travel deals. Oof.
Yep. And are you a fan of motorhomes?
Well, I don't want to say I'm not a fan of them. I just never really experienced them. I've been in them before. I've never really. No, that's not true. I've stayed in one a couple of times at a campsite in New Jersey.
Okay.
But I'm not sure I get the whole motorhome thing. But yeah, they're all right. They're all right.
The reason I asked was I was playing poker with a lady, and her travel and her, what she does for fun. She's retired. Those motorhomes you see that say like Great America or Rent American or something where you can rent a
I've seen
motorhome. I can't remember the exact name, but apparently somewhere on their website you sign up and get on a mailing list.
Yeah.
And then they send out notifications saying, a large part of our fleet is at point X and it needs to get to point Y. And if that interests you, you can take it for $25 a day.
Really?
So the last one this lady did, she picked it up in Florida
Right.
and they wanted it in Yellowstone.
And she literally drove from.
She goes, I took my time. And they're like, hey, you just got to be here by a certain date.
Right.
So take your time, right? Or whatever.
That's awesome.
And she goes, I put pencil to paper. I flew to Florida. She lived here in Jersey. Flew to Florida. Drove this motorhome for $25 a day to, all the expenses that come along with that, obviously. Gas and all that. And then flew home from Yellowstone, somewhere in Wyoming.
Yeah, right.
And it was still cheaper than if she rented the motorhome.
Of course. Yeah, it's got to
Because
be.
those motorhomes are crazy expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
So I don't know if you guys are adventurous like that, if that would be something that.
I would love to be. I would love to drive the U.S. I would love to do it, but I think now that I'm getting older and everything, I'm not sure how realistic that is for me.
I've been in
That's a tough drive.
I've been in most every state on my motorcycle.
Really? Oh, I used to own a motorcycle years ago, but I can never do long trips.
Oh,
That's a lot of work.
I don't know how I could do nowadays, but back then, when you're young and full of piss and vinegar,
Yeah,
you're
that's
like,
right.
and whiskey and shit. That's just fucking. Man, we were riding through Idaho, and I don't know if we were in Idaho Springs, but somewhere in Idaho. And my buddy's like, dude, I'm losing my buzz. We're getting gas. And he's like, dude, I'm losing my buzz. We gotta figure somewhere to eat. And then plus, let's get something to eat. So I go into the store, and it's all like Mormon country, you know.
Yeah.
So there's this young lady, you know, dressed as you would imagine. She's like, "Can I help you?" And I say, "You know, I'm just wondering if there's somewhere around here I could get something to eat." And she goes, I can make you a sandwich here. And it had one of those little shops in the gas station.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I was like, I was kind of hoping, you know, like a steak and a beer. And like out of nowhere, this older lady dressed exactly like the younger lady, finger of doom pointing in my face, like, "We don't sell alcohol here on Sunday," because it was a Sunday.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, whoa. And my buddy was like, he's watching me out from outside. He's like, "You're bent backwards, like trying to avoid her finger, you know?" And she goes, 28.2 miles down the road, you can find that devil water or whatever. You know, I don't know if she said devil water, but she called it something.
Right.
I don't want to stereotype or whatever. But I was like, "Oh, it's okay. All right. So I walk out. I was like, holy shit, you know, and I get on a bike and we're starting up and we're hanging out for a second. And I go, I find it kind of funny. She said 28.2 miles.
Okay.
And
yeah,
my
I
buddy-
did find that odd.
Yeah, my buddy's like, sets his odometer. Dude, fucking,
To the 10th of the mile, she's
dude,
right.
we fucking pulled in the parking lot, 28.2. I was like, and we were talking the store. It was a bar. We were talking at the bar, and the bartender's like, they didn't mention us by name, did they? I'm like, nope, just 28.2. She's like, we should change our name. The 28.2 Tavern.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, that would be a great name.
Yeah. I remember she's just like out of nowhere. She's like, "We don't sell." And I was like, "Oh, wait, whatever." You know?
Yeah. Got to be careful. You go to different regions.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, now I look at it, but unfortunately, I used to love riding my motorcycle with a fucking buzz.
Really? Oh, God, I would never do that. Oh, you know what it is? Because I was never 100% on my motorcycle. I was like, you know, this machine is bigger than I am, so I have to respect it.
Oh, no, absolutely. Well, growing up, my mom, because we had all sorts of recreational vehicles, and my mom would say, as soon as you think you know how to ride that thing, get off it. It'll kill you. You never have control.
That's good advice, actually.
Yeah. She's like, you never have control. If you think you got control of that thing, you're done. So,
yeah,
I
that was always
riding,
my fear.
oh.
I rode my bike well, but that was always my fear. I didn't want to hit that day where I went down. And, you know, a lot of people said, you're not a motorcyclist until you've gone down once.
Oh, no, I say there's two types of motorcyclists.
Yeah.
Those who have gone down and those who are going.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna. Well, if you ride a lot and
Yeah.
if you're used to ride like I did, but I've told the story on the other episodes too. But my wife and I, her parents live in California.
Yeah,
Dad
San
lives in San
Bernardino, yeah.
Francisco, and then we took a bike down to PCH and coming off of 405, about 50 miles an hour. We sent that bike down, skidding down
The two of you.
Yeah. I had fucking road rash all over me. She scraped her knee. That was about it.
Yeah, and how does she feel after the whole thing?
Oh, she said if that bike was rideable, we'd jump on it right now.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, she's not fucked. My wife is fearless.
Oh, good for
yeah,
her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
She's extremely adventurous and fearless, you know. Yeah, she's not going to put herself at risk, but, you know.
The only time I experienced road rash?
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on. Everyone's got to love this. Action Park. You
Action
familiar with
Park?
it?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like a Six Flags or something?
Yeah, so, yeah, but it's not Six Flag. It used to be the High Adventure Park in New Jersey that was up in
So
Garden
amusement
Valley.
park in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except it was like you control your own action and everything, and they had this thing
What?
called the Alpine Slide.
Oh, I love those things.
Oh,
man.
yeah. I came whipping around a corner, and I fell off that slide, and I just went down that slide without any cart.
Just your ass, huh?
Oh, my God. I have never seen rash so bad.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Were you far up the thing? So you're going like hell and then came off it?
I had to be at least a quarter to half down and everything, and I took the turns too fast.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right, because I literally
yeah.
took the brake off. I was like, I want to see how fast this thing
fuck
goes,
yeah.
and I was
I'm the same way.
I was like 15 years old at the time or something like that.
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
I fell off that thing, I was like, no big deal. I got back up on it, but when I got down to the bottom and I just saw all this white blood cells running down my leg, I was like, oh, that was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you okay? What's the matter? What? Oh shit, that's bad. I had because are you an EMT? What do you do for a living?
I
yeah,
do. No, not for a living.
Okay.
I volunteer as an EMT. Professional
Good
job
for you,
is in
man.
IT. That's why I travel so much.
What? I'm sorry. What was it again?
In IT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I work for an IT company, and my job actually is hiring companies in other countries to represent our services and deliver services under
Oh
our
shit,
name.
there's where
So-
the traveling. Huh?
Yeah, so
Okay,
that's why
nice.
that's half my travel is for work. The other half
Okay.
is for personal. But
Yeah.
no. My EMT life is all volunteer. I've been doing that for 22 years now.
Oh, good for you,
22
man.
years, yeah.
I had so you'll get this. My motorcycle accident. I had a 17-inch contusion on my right hip.
17 inches.
That was the first thing to hit was my right hip.
Yeah, but at least it was just a contusion.
It was a fucking oh god, sheesh. I think there's still color on my ass from that thing.
I've seen some pretty nasty road rash from motorcycle accidents.
Oh, I can imagine,
Yeah.
especially around here. Fuck, dude. I don't know if I'd have a bike around here. Well, it's see, the thing is, it's not so much the traffic.
Yeah. Well, but
It's the conditions of the road.
it's the conditions of the roads, and it's the other drivers.
Right.
So
Like some of these corners, I take in my personal truck, and I can barely stay on the road to keep it on the road because it's just the road is in such bad shape.
yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude. What happens if I was on two wheels? I'd never make this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But-
have you ever been on 287? All the way up in Pompton Lakes and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have this bridge that goes over a really high valley. I used to be terrified going over that bridge in my motorcycle. You know why? It wasn't the height. It was the crosswind.
Oh, somebody fucking toss you off the
Oh,
side.
yeah. That crosswind we come across, you change lanes and you didn't even want to.
Yeah. We were coming. God, where the fuck? We were in Colorado somewhere. I don't even remember. We were coming up a mountain pass, and the wind was fucking horrible. And I had a heavy bike, but I had 18-inch apes.
Uh-huh.
So I was riding.
Yeah. Oh, that's a hard ride.
Oh, I love them. Oh, I love ape.
Your hands don't get numb?
No, actually, it's more comfortable for my back.
Oh.
So what I found out is my bike, I riding it like a traditional bike.
Yeah.
My upper back, my back would start
Right,
to
get
get sore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one guy's like, ape hangers, dude. I was like, really? And I put them on. I'll never own another bike without ape hangers again.
Really?
Yeah, because so what happens is it just doesn't raise your arms. It aligns your spine until you start getting fucking tired and you start slouching. But if you ride like that, it keeps my back straight.
Yeah, but up that high? Come on, your hands are above your heart. Your hands have got to go numb after a while.
That's what whiskey's for. But wind was blowing us around, and we come around this corner, and the wind blew my bike and me, of course, onto the shoulder to where my right foot was in space.
Right.
And I was this fucking close of bailing off the bike.
Wow.
And I said, I'm going to give it one more lean and throttle it. And if it don't, I'm jumping off and sending that fucking thing down the. Yeah, that was that close. Yeah.
Those
That
are
was
memorable
crazy.
moments.
Yeah. Whew. But yeah, that's now out of Fairlawn is your EMT?
Yeah.
Because you've mentioned that to me before, like little things here and there, but I thought that's what you did for a living.
No.
Oh, cool.
That's you know what? I volunteer, and I got a story I'll share with you in a second. But it's funny. When I first joined EMS, it was because I always wanted to give back. When I graduated high school, my local fire department gave me a scholarship to go to school, and I really wasn't college material at the time, but somebody believed in me. And when I got that scholarship, I committed that one day I would give back. And when I moved to Fairlawn, I was finally in a position where I could give back. So that's why I joined the local EMS squad. But my motivation changed soon after that. I'll tell you, when you see some of the emergencies people have, it just kind of normalizes your life. you see what goes on in people's homes, what problems they have, what ailments they deal with, and you realize
You're like, I got it all
dude,
right.
my act's together.
No, I got it. Yeah.
My act's together, because if all of you are like that, then I'm doing pretty good.
No shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But I got lots of great EMS stories, but the one I love to tell, and my husband makes me tell this story everywhere I go. God, it's got to be about 6 years ago now. Hot summer night.
Everything's here in Jersey, right?
Yeah. It was one of those nights where the overnight low was like 85 degrees. I mean, it was one of those nights.
Muggy.
Yeah, muggy, crazy. And I came on duty at 6 a.m. in the morning, and at 6:30, I get toned out to go help some guy stuck on a park bench. And I think to myself, stuck on a park bench, what the heck could that possibly be about? I said, they must be having a heart problem or something and can't get up off the bench.
That's what you mean by stuck, right?
Yeah, right. So I go down to my squad building to get the ambulance, and I call the police desk, and I'm like, stuck on a park bench? And they're like, no, he's stuck on a chair. Go to his house. You'll see what I mean. Here's the address. And I get to the guy's house in the ambulance, and I've got my crew with me, who's a young woman, 25 years old, and a cadet member who's 16, right? And there's a police officer waving us to the back of the house. So I go to the back of the house, and there's a screened-in deck, a sun deck out back, and sure enough, there's a guy sitting on his sun deck on one of those white deck chairs, the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, like plastic.
Yeah, the plastic ones and everything. They're made of resin. With his pants around his ankles. And I go, sir, what's wrong? And he holds the side of the chair, and he's lifting up, and he's not coming up off the chair. And he goes, I'm stuck. And I go, what do you mean you're stuck? So he does it again. He lifts up on the chair, and the chair's coming up with him. And I look under the chair, and I'm like,
totally speculating.
Oh my God, you're stuck. Right?
Is his nuts through the thing?
His nuts went through that little 1/4-inch slit on the bottom of the chair.
How the fuck did they
Yeah. I'm like puzzled myself. Like, how?
Okay, first of all, why are you sitting in that chair with your pants around your ankles?
I mean, there's tons of questions to be answered, right? So I'm like, okay, so what happened? So he begins to explain to us how he locked himself. Oh, by the way, he's 92 years old, so he's
all right, okay.
He's not making the greatest decisions in the world for himself, right? But he goes on to explain to us how he locked himself out of the house the night before, and he was too embarrassed to call anyone for a spare key or anything. So all he did was go to his sun deck. He sat down on the chair, and he fell asleep on the chair. He just wanted to sleep the night outside. It was warm enough to do that.
Yeah,
Right.
sure. And at 92, it's got to be pretty warm for you.
Yeah. Well, at 92 years old, a hot summer night feels perfectly normal.
Yeah.
So just like most of us in the middle of the night, right? What do you got to do? You got to take a piss, right? But he's 92 years old. So how does a 92-year-old take a piss? He wiggles all the way up to the edge of the chair. He drops his pants down to his ankles, and he pisses off the side of the chair.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
All right. Yeah.
No issue.
Okay.
He's all done.
Just leans back.
He slides back on the chair. Ooh. His thigh pushes his nuts through the thing because, if you don't know this already, in warm weather, your testicle sac wants to get away from your body, right? And it becomes very elastic. Right? So it easily went through that slot. The problem is getting it back out because the rough edge is on the other side. So you're pulling it against like a razor.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This guy's in so much pain. And I go to E.M.T school. They train me how to deal with people with heart conditions and strokes and things like that.
Not a nutsack through a resin chair.
Exactly. They don't train that.
Yeah.
I got to think on the spot. Right. So I'm underneath the chair trying to, see if I can get this slit to open up a little bit. And every time I touch the chair, he's like screaming in pain.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear the fire truck pull up front. I'm just like, I send the police officer. I'm like, go get rid of them. I was like,
there's no reason for them to be here.
This poor guy doesn't need 20 firemen standing around him with his nutsack cut through a chair. So I'm like, go get rid. So the police officer gets rid of them. He comes back, and I don't know. I'm still scratching my head, and I can only think of humor on this, right?
Yeah.
So I go to the guy. I says, "Look," I hold him on the shoulder, and I go, "Look, It's not the first time this week I've had my hands on another man's testicles. My crew just lost it. The police officer was like, I'm out of here. Let me know when you're done.
Did he have good humor with it though?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. The old guy, no, he was just miserable. I don't even think he heard the humor out of it. Me, I was hysterical.
That's beautiful, dude.
I was like, what am I going to do with this? You're stuck, right? It finally strikes me how to get him out, right? I'm like, look, they got to come out the same way they went in.
Oh, slide it.
No. So I instruct each of my crew members. I'm like, look, stand in front of him and face backwards to the chair, right? Stick one arm underneath his armpit. Take your free hand, put it on the back of the chair. So they're both on either side of this guy doing that. And I said, when I tell you to, pull up on him and push down on the chair. Right? So I position myself up underneath the chair. I warm my hands and I go, right? And I squeeze his testicles together.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And they just pop right back out.
Did he scream?
He screamed for a brief second, but he was free in a matter of 2 seconds. So he was thankful he was free, although he was in immense pain.
Oh, did you give him something for the pain?
Well, what am I don't carry medicine on an ambulance. So we wanted to take him to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you were stuck all night. You have to be dehydrated. Look, I don't know what type of trauma happened to your testicles.
Yeah, and any other health issues you have, you're 92, right?
Exactly. But he refused to go to the hospital. I can't make people go to the hospital. He sat home. We left, and I learned like 9 hours later when I was off shift that another crew had taken him to the hospital because he was just in so much pain. Yeah.
Now, first of all, that's a fucking great story, dude. I imagine you have a bunch of those.
I have tons of them. Tons of them.
One thing, though, caught me off. You don't carry painkiller on the ambulance?
No, we carry no medicine. Well, I shouldn't say no medicine.
Is that a robbery issue?
So the paramedics will carry the narcotics, the pain meds, okay? But really, we don't give much medicine. So we are now allowed to carry aspirin, which is kind of unusual. But I can't even give something like Benadryl for an allergic reaction. I can give you an epinephrine pen because that's...
I charge you $800 for it.
Well, I don't charge anything. It's volunteer. So our medicine administration is very limited. We can help you take your own nitroglycerin pills. We can give you aspirin. We can give you epinephrine. We can give you oxygen. That's about it.
So, in a situation, let's use the guy with the nuts in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
I got to figure out if that's a good title for this podcast. So, like, your purpose would be to say you couldn't get him free.
Yeah.
So at that point, your purpose would be to transport him to the hospital.
Yeah, right. So, I don't know if it was a mistake or not. I got rid of the fire department. That's because I was considering this guy's feelings. He wasn't in any acute danger. Right. So I'm not sure I really needed the fire department, but their help would have been to cut the chair. But to be honest with you, I think my solution probably saved him on a whole lot of pain versus cutting the chair.
Sure.
I think I just got creative and used my imagination very quickly. But yeah, ultimately my job is to get them to the hospital while keeping their symptoms in check, right? Or identifying life-threatening symptoms. And
calling it in so they're ready when you show up.
Exactly. Or I get the paramedics involved, right? So there are some situations that require paramedic assistance.
Okay.
They're the ones who will give the intravenous drugs before you even get to the ER
if
they're needed.
Is that a red ambulance and you're the white ambulance? Is there a specific way to know who's what?
Yeah. So our terms are BLS and ALS. BLS is basic life support. That's your EMTs. And ALS is advanced life support, and those are your paramedics.
And the paramedics, like you said, can give you drugs.
Yeah, the paramedics are going to give you needles and drugs and IVs. And they carry some advanced tools. Like they're the ones that carry the heart monitors with them. I don't carry heart monitors. Best I can do is take your blood pressure. I can take your heart rate, but the paramedics will carry the EKGs. Right, they'll be able to read your heart rhythms and everything and treat you appropriately.
Now, do you have a defibrillator and all that?
I do. Okay. That's all part of CPR. So yeah, and I've defibrillated tons of people before.
So I bet you that it was. who took me to the hospital for my back. It wasn't a paramedic. They weren't paramedics.
No, probably not. That type of situation would call just for BLS.
Yep.
Yeah. What was it? A slip disc or something?
Ruptured disc, and I was paralyzed from my waist down.
How'd you do it?
20 years of kicking the shit out of my body, and it finally ruptured.
So it wasn't an acute condition. It was something that kind of settled in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a Saturday, we were working for Habitat for Humanity.
Right.
I was putting in a kitchen floor. Mm-hmm. I stood up, felt a pop,
Yeah.
which many guys can probably understand this, that how often does that happen? All the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I was
does.
like, it's been happening for 15 years. I said, okay, I'll take some Tylenol and put a little heat on it and quote unquote stay off it for a while, right?
Never got better.
And most of the time it would.
Yeah.
Right? Well, the pain would go away. I've learned a lot since then. And came home and I told my wife, I was like, fuck, this is something's different. And I drove home and everything, I was just like, but I was like, something's not fucking right. I'm going to bed. Woke up in the middle of the night, couldn't feel from my waist down. And I was like,
That was from all the swelling and everything.
I was like, this is not cool. And long story short there, get to the hospital, they come and they couldn't get the gurney through the hallway to my bedroom.
Right.
Or they could get it to my bedroom, but they couldn't get it in the bedroom.
Right.
So I had to get off I rolled out of my bed, and these two young ladies like hitched under my arms.
Really?
And I got to the gurney.
Really?
And I got on the gurney, and my back hit the side of the gurney, and I just, dude, I have never felt pain like that.
Yeah.
So I can't even remember getting to the hospital. I was just out of it.
Yeah, I bet.
I do remember when I got to the hospital, they roll me they have the ambulance gurney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now they want to transfer me obviously to the hospital gurney. They don't put a board
Well, they can. It sounds to me you had a slightly inexperienced crew, because how they got you out of the bedroom was not the right way either. But
yeah, well,
yeah.
But somebody didn't put a board between the two.
Right.
So when they slid me from one to, on the sheet, again, my back fucking.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate, but
Yeah, and I fucking screamed. And this lady, nurse, whatever, I can remember her going, well, at least we know he's not faking it.
Oh no!
And I kind of remember that. And then the next thing I remember is the lady was looking at me very seriously, said, we've injected you with something, something, whatever. I guess it's a lot more powerful than morphine.
Okay.
How's it? And I was still in just tremendous pain. So they put me in twilight, I guess.
Twilight, meaning you were like zoned out?
I was totally zoned out.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I woke up Sunday afternoon with a morphine drip. My left leg had extreme limited mobility. In my right leg, I couldn't move at all.
Okay.
Doctor comes in, looks like Columbo. Just a total fucking mess, dude.
Okay.
Never introduced himself. Was like, how you doing? I'm like, I hurt. And he's like, yeah, I can see that. You fucked yourself up. And I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, all right, yeah. And he talked for like a minute or two, just like, blah, 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 blah. And he left. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then the nurse kind of running the floor comes in with her cart, And she's like, you are a lucky man. And I'm like, for what? She goes, he's going to take your case. I go, who? She goes, Clement, the guy that was just here. I was like, that's a doctor? I loved him right away.
The good ones are always the weird ones.
Oh, his bedside manner is fucking crazy, but I'm trying to get him on the podcast. But he's some old school dude. Used to be Ronald Reagan's neurosurgeon.
Oh, cool.
And I remember he comes in, he's like, all right, listen, this is what we're going to do. You're in good shape. Everything's working good. You're healthy and this, that, and the other. I'm going to try to keep you that way.
Okay.
So I want to put this disc in your back that gets you to articulate, and it flexes and does all this shit. And I was like, okay.
All right.
He goes, but I'm not going to do it until I have my neurosurgeon or my vascular surgeon.
Okay.
He goes, I will not operate on you without my vascular surgeon. And I was like, okay, but it sounds like you're going to tell me, where's the butt here?
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, he looks at me and he smiles. He goes, he's not available till Friday. And this is Sunday.
Oh.
And I go, exactly. I go, seriously? What? I got to be here all week. He goes, where are you going to go? And I was like, I love you, dude. He's such a cool dude. He's such a cool dude.
You know, that's the funny part about EMS and medicine and everything like that. It's like you're kind of stuck, right?
Yeah, right.
You're going to have to live with my decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So, and then he come in back and forth, and the hospital staff was amazing. He was cool. And then he's like, all right, so tomorrow night, going to do the surgery, or tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, going to do surgery, yada, yada, yada. Or no, Friday. I can't fucking remember. Friday. It was Friday.
Yeah.
And he goes, plan A, put this thing in you so you can continue your active lifestyle.
Right.
I go, okay. Plan B?
Yeah.
He's like, fuse the
Just together.
disc together.
Right,
He goes, I don't want to do that because that'll really limit what you can do.
Yeah, that'll change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, see? He's like, you don't walk again. He goes, but I'm shooting for plan A. I'm like, thanks, bro. What the fuck?
He actually had this conversation with you.
Yeah, nonstop, just like we're sitting here. Dude, I'm telling you, his bedside manner is exactly what I needed.
Really?
He's a shit talking dude and just right to the point. So you know when you come out of surgery, they call your significant other or whoever you have, right?
Yeah.
So Val, she met with him a bunch of times too, so she kind of was used to it. But her phone rings, picks up. Yeah, a lot of cartilage in there, but yeah, we got plan A. He's doing good. Click. But his tone and his demeanor, it's fucking phenomenal. That's why I would tell you that story, because his bedside manner I love his bedside manner, dude.
Yeah, but that's the way to do it. Yeah.
He's straight up with you. This is what's going to happen.
When you're in medicine, especially in EMS, you're just straight up with people. You're like,
You have to be.
Yeah, if you're not, people just they go crazy.
Yeah. Dude, why sugarcoat it? Dude, your nuts are in a chair.
Yeah,
you know
right,
this.
right.
I know this.
Right.
Okay, now how are we going to fix it?
Exactly.
You know, we're not going to beat around the bush here.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Doesn't look good.
Yeah, exactly. Where's your next trip? You said...
we're going to Palm Springs.
And then where?
I might take a trip to Florida to see Mom, but the next big trip we are planning is to Hawaii again.
Oh, Maui?
No. So we've seen Maui a dozen times.
Yeah,
I love Maui, so it's probably my favorite island.
Where's your favorite? I spent a lot of time on Maui. Where's your favorite place?
That's a tough one, because there's just so many good things. I mean, every region of Maui. I mean, we love taking the road to Hana.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, dude, I got to disagree with you on that.
But,
I couldn't fucking stand it.
But we also like doing the sunrise on Haleakala.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Did you take the bikes down?
No, we've never done that. Aside from biking is not really our thing. I don't know. It just seems tremendously dangerous.
That's part of the fun, though.
I get it. So your motorcycle riding experience would lead me to believe that. But
I would go down there with my hair on fire and just loving it, dude.
It's a crazy ride.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't let you do it from the summit anymore.
Really?
Yeah. No, they will only let you do it from the national park entrance now.
Oh, shit. That ain't.
Yeah, they changed it a few years ago.
Oh, probably too dangerous.
It shows you how often I'm there.
Yeah.
So,
No, do you go during like whale watching season and stuff?
No, that's the one time of year I have not been there.
That's fucking super cool, dude.
I will probably do that eventually. It's not on the immediate future. But I'm never there during the winter months. Those are the most expensive months. You know, I like to save my money now, right? When I retire and I have some retirement money to blow, then I'll do that. But
where in Hawaii are you going to go next?
So our next ambition is to actually see the Big Island in detail. We've only been to the Big Island once. Okay. And it was only for a day. We did go up to the top of Kilauea, but that's all we did that one day. So,
I was going to say that was cramming a lot in one day. If you're only there one day and you went to the top of the mountain, that's your whole day.
We literally flew in, went to the top of the mountain, toured it, for like an hour or two and then drove back down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then we flew back to another island, right? So that's the one day we spent on the Big Island. Okay. So this trip, we're going to spend a week on the Big Island. We're going to try to see a little bit more than we have. It's the only island we haven't really seen in detail, aside from some of the smaller islands. Like I've scuba dive off of Lanai before, but Lanai doesn't really have much.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's on our agenda to do Molokai.
Okay, that's cool. Very much on there either.
We might do that this year. We haven't decided yet. But
Pearl Harbor?
100 times.
Yeah.
100 times, yeah. Pearl Harbor is awesome.
I love Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
That was crazily moving for me. Like going there and...
Yeah, the first time you see it.
The first time. No, I've only been there once. I've only
really?
been there. Yeah. Because like my theory, and like we talk about it too, is once I go somewhere, the world's a big fucking place.
Yeah.
I saw it. Cool. Next.
No, I like to revisit things I've been to. Yeah, I do.
All right.
But every trip I go to Pearl Harbor, and it's not because I want to see it, but you know, when I go on vacation, I like to take people with me, right?
Okay.
I like Hawaii's a great place.
Sure.
Not most people get a chance to go there, so I can give people the opportunity to go because I've already got the place to stay, right? They just have to buy their airfare.
Yeah, that depends on,
I invite people to go with me. It's a less expensive approach for them, right?
And then you being there as much, you can
so I become a tour guide, right? Because I've
yeah.
seen the island that much, right? So I end up going back each and every time I'm there. And of course, Pearl Harbor is not that exciting for me, but the first time I was there was absolutely a moving experience.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you go on that memorial, you're afraid to utter a word when you're on that memorial.
Oh, absolutely. And then, have you seen Midway? Are you guys big movie goers?
So we are big movie goers. We have not seen Midway, and it's an island we have not been to yet.
No. The movie. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
It's an island, but
Yep.
I've not been to Midway yet. I've been to Guam, but not Midway.
Yeah. We just saw it not too long ago, and that just reminds me. The opening scene is Pearl Harbor, because obviously that's what got.
Midway was a couple weeks after Pearl Harbor.
Yeah,
right?
That's what got us in the war and all that. And I walked out of the movie theater and I turned to my wife. I go, I have no idea how those guys flew those planes with the balls the size they got.
Yeah.
Holy, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I like adventure and being daring, but dude.
It's a
Hands
different
down,
era.
dude. That's crazy.
Different era.
Yeah, absolutely. That's normal. That was normal back then. That's what you did.
Yeah,
we look at that now and go, what the fuck? Yeah, I probably would do it, though.
So you do what?
I would do that. If it came down
Fly
to
the planes?
it. Yeah, if it came down to it, like defend what we have and all that, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, send me. I was being like that with Maui because I've been there so much. People are like, I'm going to Maui. I'm like, okay.
You got to do this,
like
this,
for
and
these
this.
things, do
Yeah.
these,
Yeah.
But
What's your favorite section of Maui?
Big Beach.
Big Beach? I'm not familiar with that.
It's on I can't remember the direction.
It's over by Kihi?
Yeah, over by the lava fields.
Oh, over by Hana.
Hana, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. No. Yeah.
Yeah, the lava fields are over by Hana, right?
Yeah, it's over that way. Oh, Big Beach is so much fun.
I've not
You
been
swim
there.
in it, and it's fucking huge waves, and you get in there and get pounded and float around in the salt water.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big guy, man. I like being buoyant.
Yeah, of course. Scott and I got married in Maui.
No shit.
Yeah, that's because it's our favorite island, so that we got married there. Yeah,
Where in Maui?
Originally we wanted to get married on the secret beach. I can't remember what the name of the secret beach
it's a
is.
secret.
What's that? Yeah, it's a secret, right? But we went to go get married there, and it was raining on that beach.
And that's supposed to be good luck?
Yeah, well, not according to the people running the wedding.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Especially, we had a
So
drone. So
You had what?
we had a drone cover the wedding. So the guy who owned the drone was like, I'm not putting the drone up in this weather. So
No, of course not.
So they moved us literally 5 minutes down the road where it wasn't raining.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about that place.
Yeah. So we got married on Olua Beach, which was beautiful. No question about it. Yeah. So
They're all man-made. Of course they're beautiful.
yeah, of course they are. Well, it's funny because all right. So we got married there in 2017. We went back this year in 2019 to the same beach. We didn't even recognize it. It was so different.
Just shape and
No, you know what I think it was? You don't realize how much the tides come in and out in these
course.
places, right?
yeah. And if they don't maintain it,
So, yeah, that's true. But the tide was so far in that we didn't even recognize the beach because when we got married, the tide must have been out. Right? Because we saw way more rocks, we saw way more beach, and we got there and there was like no beach, no rocks, right?
now did you guys plan on? Did you have it all planned before you went to Maui, or did you like say you were in Maui and you're like, fuck it, let's get married and take a date and plan
Yeah,
it?
we planned it months in advance, and
okay.
we hired a company to organize it for us. So we were in touch with this wedding company who was putting all the pieces together for us: the photographers, the beach license, the marriage license. They put it all together for us, and then we got there. It was just a matter of participating.
You stand here and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Then where did you stay there for the honeymoon, or did you leave, go somewhere else?
Well, so we of course invited people to come to our wedding, right? We got 7 of our friends to join us, which was awesome. We actually spent 2 weeks in Hawaii before we got married.
Oh,
touring all the islands and everything.
yeah.
The wedding was the end of the vacation. But then we came home. We had a big party for 150 of our closest friends a month later, and we got remarried in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Just for that,
For the convenience of having the license in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we went on vacation and we went to Bangkok, Thailand for a couple of days, just the 2 of us.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
What's the flight over? How long is that?
Oh, it's 24-hour transit time, right? So it's like 14 hours to Tokyo, 4 hours.
Wait a minute. So you spent basically 48 hours traveling to spend how long there?
5 days, maybe.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah, 5
all right.
days.
Okay.
No, I've done trips to there and back just one night, but that's for miles runs. That's a whole other subject. But no, we actually went on our honeymoon there. So 5 days we got away, just the 2 of us.
And that's quite touristy over there, right?
It is. We chose Bangkok for a couple of different reasons. I think the leading reason was because it was so far away. Because you know me, I like to travel. I love to collect the miles. I love to have my status on the airline. So that was probably the leading reason. Aside from the fact that it was a place in the world I had never been and he had never been.
Oh, that's kind of fun. So you go there both
Right.
together for the first time.
For the first time and everything like that. And,
Cool.
Yeah, it was just, and I had never been to Asia before, so that was the first time.
I've never been to Asia.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
You ever been to Africa?
So I've been to Morocco, which is northern Africa, but I don't really consider that Africa. Technically, I've been on the continent, but
Yeah, right. So Asia, though, where else in Asia? Is that the only place you've been in Asia?
other than passing through Tokyo, yeah. We've spent a day tour in Tokyo and everything, but that was it. Yeah.
Man, I'd love to see like Japan and like Hong Kong just to see it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
so I've flown through all these cities before, but I never
Okay.
actually stayed there. I think for the longest time, I tell you, when I was in graduate school, and we're talking a long time ago, ever since I saw that movie, what was that movie? The Manchurian Candidate.
I can't even remember what that's about.
I wanted to see China in the worst way.
Like what part of China though?
So Beijing
Oh, yeah, okay.
is where the Great Wall is. Beijing is where Tiananmen Square is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You ever
The
seen-
Forbidden City is there,
You
right?
ever seen the Great Wall?
No, I've never seen it before, and I always want to. And everyone who I know has been to Beijing tells me it's a shithole,
Oh,
right?
that doesn't surprise me.
Pollution is out of control there.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
look how many
It's-
people they jammed in there.
Yeah, it's a dirty city. You don't want to spend more than a day there. And I'm like, oh, you're crushing my dreams here. I'm like, I want to see all these national monuments and everything like that. And they're like, it's not worth it.
You ever see that? I saw it on Facebook one time where it's what you think and what in reality
What it is.
Yeah, like so they have a picture of like Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And there's
yeah.
like four,
oh, yes, I've seen that before.
Yeah, there's like four people walking around and they're like, no, this is really what it is. And it looks like the fucking mall on Christmas Eve. And it's like,
That's believe it or not, that's I've been to England a lot. And Stonehenge was one of the places I've always wanted to go and never have been.
Okay.
And every
I'd
time
love-
I talk to somebody about going, they're like, "Oh, it's not worth it. You spend half a day on a bus to get out to see a couple of rocks in a field.
And it's cram busy, probably. Like,
It's cram busy. I'm
Right.
just like, oh, you just
Well, it's
crushed
like-
my dreams. I have this image of what it's like, and of course,
Right.
yeah.
Well, the reason too I thought of that it was because they had a picture of the Great Wall of China, what you think it'd be like, and it's like
Right, and what it
a guy
actually
is
is.
like walking with his kid, and his kid's like bouncing around,
Yeah.
and then it's just fucking packed with people, nut to butt, fucking just jammed with people. It's like,
yeah.
and a buddy of mine went to see the statue of David,
Yeah, I was supposed to see that.
and he took a picture of his wife in front of it, you
Yeah.
know, and it looked like fucking the mall on Christmas, dude, and it's like what.
So I know that's what it's like. I was supposed to see it, and the museum closed that afternoon. I was supposed to go
okay.
see it because somebody had a heart attack in the museum.
Oh, shit.
And they shut it down. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never got to see the statue of David, and that's in Florence, Italy.
Yep.
But when I was in Florence, what else did I see? No, it wasn't in Florence. When I was in Paris, you go to the Louvre Museum. Have you ever been there?
No, I will be because my wife is.
An artist?
Well, no, she loves everything French. She speaks French,
Does she?
and then she lived in France for a while.
So the Louvre is totally a tourist attraction, and it's worth seeing and everything. But
Is there,
of
is there a
course,
casino close by? I could go get in a card game.
I don't remember. You know what? Most European cities have casinos.
I was
but-
going to say. Go ahead.
So if you've ever paid attention to television and everything, they always have this comic joke about the Louvre in Paris, right? Because you literally can get lost in the hallways in this museum. This museum is that large.
No shit.
Okay, yeah, it's massive, right? And of course, the one single attraction that everybody goes sees in the Louvre is the Mona Lisa, right? So
I have no interest.
So you get into the museum. They have directional signs getting you to the Mona Lisa, and literally you're walking for 30 minutes to get to it inside the museum.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're following all these signs, and everybody's rushing to get there and everything. And you have an image of what the Mona Lisa looks like. Right? It's a painting. It's a woman, right? And you're thinking it's this 3 foot by 4 foot painting.
What's it like this big?
Yeah, it's like the size of a postage stamp. I mean, seriously, it's like a 12 by 12 picture, right? And you're like,
What the fuck?
oh my God, this is such a freaking disappointment. I'm like, everybody rushed here for this tiny little picture.
Oh my! So we're talking about going somewhere and being kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
Right. I had the opposite with Alcatraz.
So that's interesting. I was there.
Did you ever go there?
I did. I was there 4 years ago.
Did you do
Maybe
the
5, yeah.
with the headphones?
Yeah, I did.
Isn't that the fucking coolest thing?
It is. It is. It's massively cool. I had a hard time actually putting myself in the position of those real people.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
could
I
get
was
that.
listening to it on the headphone and everything, but I just couldn't imagine it. I don't know why. I don't want to
Outside
say it was a
your reality?
disappointment. It didn't become real for me.
I thought that was cool because, nobody was talking.
Yeah,
Everybody's listening to their
Yeah,
headset.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
this is fucking brilliant. I thought that was really neat. And then the ranger did the doors.
I never had that.
Yeah, so she's like, hey, and then she
A
talked.
step inside.
No, we never got in.
Oh, okay.
But she was up on top, and she's like, "This is everybody, be quiet. This is what it sounded like." And she racked like closed door number, whatever, and this whole set of doors.
Oh, really?
Bang, bang. That whole neat sound, and that was a lot. That was super cool to learn about the whole island. Of course, some of it, right?
Yeah.
But
Well,
you could
even
be
though
there.
the escape, I mean, you can actually see the cell which the guy escaped from.
Yeah, they have the whole.
Yeah,
the thing,
it's all mapped out and everything, and I'm like, wow, this was ingenious. And of course, they had the mannequin head of
Yeah,
what they
yep,
used
yep,
and everything,
yep.
the real one.
Yep,
And I'm
yep.
like, really? That fooled people? But I guess in those days it did.
Well, could you imagine how boring a security guard
Yeah.
would be? That you're probably just like, yeah, I see a bump, and just keep fucking walking.
Yeah, right.
Because where's he gonna go? Right.
Exactly. You're not expecting them to escape from this. I mean, you're on an island, right? You're not going anywhere anyway if you get out of that.
Right.
Yeah.
What I thought was cool too. She was talking about the doors. The original bars, they had to do a big revamp. They had these flat bars that the inmates were figuring out with toothpaste and dental floss they could saw through the bar. The original bars in Alcatraz.
Really?
Yeah. So they had to go through and put all these new bars in Alcatraz.
Wow.
Imagine that fucking. I wonder if this will work. Because you ain't got nothing but time.
Yeah, right.
Like, what the fuck else
you
you
can
can think about?
experiment with things, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I love traveling. I love seeing different places. Part of our honeymoon was a few days in Germany, and we went to the docks. What do they call that?
The docks?
I call it the docks.
Are we talking southern Germany?
It was in Hamburg.
Oh, in Hamburg, okay.
Where like all the prostitution in the windows and all the shops. It basically looks like Times Square now, but with prostitution.
Okay.
Okay. And it was just like, I've never seen that. You know, you see it in the movies with them in the window and doing all that. I've never seen that. So I was like, okay, I want to go see that. Right. And we have some friends in Germany and they took us down there, and then, it was fucking 20 minutes of our trip, no big deal. And then took us to a really nice restaurant and we had a great time. But then we went to Cambridge, England.
Uh-huh.
And we were there for about a week.
In Cambridge?
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot to do in Cambridge. I've been there.
I chased my wife around.
Did you?
So we stayed in, that show Downton Abbey?
Yeah.
So you know how they have this fucking monstrous house and then they pull in this big gravel driveway? We stayed in one of those.
Okay, that's cool.
It was super fucking, it was amazingly cool. And the guy was the guy that owned it was very, what's the word I'm looking for where he's all over the place? What's the word? I'll think of it. But he was just all over the place. He had one of these. He had stuff all in the place, right? And he had this carriage. Only one person would fit in, and it had poles on, so like two people would carry it.
Oh, like a rickshaw.
Yeah, but it was
okay.
basically, but a guy in the front and a guy in the back.
Right. Okay.
Would
got
carry it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
Same thing. Right. Okay.
And it looked like a carriage, but little. Had a little door in it and had a little seat. And he's like, my dream is to be dressed like a pirate and have two very, very large black women dressed all in white carry me around. And I'm like, okay, cool, dude. And he's like, and over here, and this is okay. It was no big deal. He's like, this painting was this, and this is one of my race cars. And see this thing? I'd love to be dressed like a pirate and do this, and then see this thing. And you're like, what? Did he just? I looked at Val, and she's like, ooh. I was like, what?
Just wants to make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah,
right?
Probably some. And but had the old bar in it and all the old stuff. It was the library was really cool, and then the main transportation is bicycle.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
that's very British.
Right. So the line of who gets the right of way is bikes, pedestrians, cars.
Wow.
And so you say that around here, be like, fuck, dude, I'll run them over and all that.
Right.
But you're over there, the cars, man, and people get out of your way on a bike. If you're riding a bike and somebody's walking, they scoot out of the way.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. So we rented bikes for the week, had our own bikes, and we rode around. It was like riding around in a Harry Potter movie.
I bet.
Those side streets and stuff and the cobble streets and ate great food. Saw like at night, we got lost in one of the universities because we went to the church because they were singing. And my wife wanted to see that.
Yeah, they don't really have many street lights in those areas, right? Yeah, so it's easy to get lost.
Yep. And then we went on the boat tour where they have what do they call it? The pole? They push it with the pole?
Gondola. Yeah.
And the tour guide was super fun. It was, I think, let me see if I always mess this up. She wanted to be called they or them. She was, It was like, it was a woman with a beard. So I don't want to mess it up, but he was, they, whatever. Extremely entertaining, extremely knowledgeable, made the experience so much fun.
Of course.
But I was like looking over my shoulder going, Got a beard.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can't help but to stare, but you don't want to stare.
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah.
And then we took a train to South England to
Hamptons.
Hamptons?
Yeah.
Hamptons. And took the Queen Mary 2 home.
That's
The
not
big
up
ship.
in the Hamptons, though. That's
Not the Hamptons. It's
out in Liverpool or
no, it's from the bottom of the island, right?
really. So that must have been the Hamptons.
Hamptons?
Yeah.
For some reason that doesn't
South.
sound right. Southamptons?
Yeah, Southampton.
Southampton, okay.
Yeah.
Then it was 7-day cruise on the Queen Mary 2.
Wow. How was that? I've never done that before.
Fuck, dude. So worth it.
Yeah.
So worth
You've
it.
been on other cruises outside of that?
Nope.
No? Your first and only cruise?
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd go on like a Carnival cruise. It's just being packed in like that.
Yeah,
and
so I'm
that's
not
not
a
my
big cruise
scene
person.
anymore. You know, it's just not my. But that was. I mean, we
I
were
cruised
the
Alaska, but that was the only cruise I've ever done. It was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The cruise was awesome, but yeah, I could never be on a cruise.
Yeah, not like a Carnival, right?
Yeah,
And what was cool about that is every night they had like a Broadway show, and during the day they had like people speaking and giving lectures, and it was just a cool atmosphere. And we got dressed up at night to go to dinner.
to go to
So
dinner and everything.
and there's a Roaring Twenties night, so they had a live band, and did all. We had a good time.
Good.
That was fun. 7 days though. That was the express trip. They're like, you want to do 14 or 7? I'm like 7.
Yeah, they have longer, believe it or not, nowadays.
Yeah. And I thought it was cool where, when we got on the ship, they have like a orientation, like,
Yeah.
and she's like, welcome to the the world's last operating ocean liner. And
Okay.
she kept talking, but that caught my interest. I was like, what?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck? What?
Because the only one that goes transocean.
What's that?
What is it? The only ship that goes transocean?
So on the schedule, they put a schedule at your door every day, you know. And one morning, there was a guy giving a lecture about the golden age of ocean lining. So I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. I'll go see that. I'll go listen to him. And he said the difference between an ocean liner and a cruise ship, obviously a cruise ship can go across the ocean, but it's not built to do that. It's not built to take the consistent pounding
Right.
and he said, an ocean liner is to get you from point A to point B in luxury.
Okay.
A cruise ship is the destination.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I was like, that makes sense to me.
It does make sense.
Right?
I never knew that.
Yeah.
But that makes total sense.
And then
yeah.
obviously the construction, because we were doing like 35 knots. That fucking size.
That's pretty fast for a big ship. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you stuck your head out because we had a
Yeah.
deck and all that. It's like, fuck, dude, we're cruising. Yeah, that's a big boat to be. And he's like, well, we're only using.
So tell me, did you ever have that feeling that you're on the Titanic?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's built like
I'd love
it.
to experience that. My husband will never get on a ship, though.
It looks like it. The
Yeah,
decor,
yeah.
it's fucking beautiful. Everybody's walking around in tuxedos and shit. And and then one day the little bell comes on, and he's like, "This is your captain speaking. Just so you know, 2.2 miles directly below us is the wreck of the Titanic." And I was like, "Ha! What?" And I look over like I'm gonna fucking see it, right? But
That must have been a recent cruise for you because they only discovered the Titanic in the past 10 years, I think.
it was my honeymoon 2 years ago.
Oh, 2
3
years ago. Yeah, I was about to say they only found it in recent history.
Yeah. No, that was real recent.
Yeah.
And going back to what we were talking about, like doing things over and like going the same thing. Of course, the ladies like wants to know if you're going to come back.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
They got to do their pitch. And she's like, "Did you have a good time?" I said, "Man, it was fucking great. I have nothing bad to say about this this cruise. The ship's beautiful. The food, oh Jesus, dude, the food was crazy phenomenal. Service, obviously, all good." She goes, "You coming back?" "Nope." And she's like, "What?" She gave me the same look you just did. And I go, "World's a big place, man. I did it. I'm going to go do something else."
Yeah, go do something else.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So we like to get out there, but I played cards in London because we have some friends in London,
Right.
And my wife was like, "I want to go see these tea houses and do this," and I'm like, "I'll be in the casino."
Yeah,
and she
okay.
knows that, And I sat in this back when I was drinking. I sat down at a daily tournament, and the waitress comes over, and I said, "Where's your beer menu?" She gives it to me, and there was like 13 beers or something.
Okay.
on it. And I goes, we're going to start at the top.
And then work our way down.
And every time I order a beer, just give me the next one. She's like, okay. And did pretty well in the tournament. Didn't cash or nothing, but had a good time. And then I just got in a cash game. And I was just waiting. I told Val, I said, whenever you're ready, just text me. And I just sat there and talked with people from all over the world. Which
That's
was
the best part,
Oh, my
right?
God. That was so much fun, dude. Ran into people just from everywhere,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. And you'd be amazed what regions of the world people come into the same destination you are, and you would never even imagine those people coming. I mean, I go to Thailand, right? You're not finding Americans there.
Right.
You're finding Europeans. You're finding other
yeah.
Asians, right? Thailand is not a
cool
place
is that?
Americans go on vacation, right?
No.
Well, we spoke earlier, right? I've been to Crete, right?
yeah,
I figured
yeah.
lots of Americans go to Greece, and a lot of Americans do go to Greece, but they go to Athens, they go to Mykonos.
Yeah, they don't go to Crete.
They don't go to Crete. You know who
So how
goes
come
to
you didn't
Crete?
like
The
it?
Germans go to Crete.
Well, the Germans tried to go to Crete back in the day.
Oh, yeah, back in the day, right? Yeah. But no. They believe it or not, it's the summer destination for most Germans.
No shit. So why didn't
Yeah.
you like it?
What's that?
You said you didn't like it.
I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't know. You know, you see all these beautiful pictures of Greece. I think I just went to the wrong place in Greece because I took a day trip off to Santorini. Santorini was beautiful. But Crete, it's a rock in the middle of the ocean with no big beaches or anything. It was,
And a lot of hiking.
you know, I think I got turned off by it. I probably haven't given it a fair shake, but the very first thing I did when I got there was to go see the Palace of I can't even remember the name of the palace, but it's like an ancient palace. You know, we're talking BC, right? And I'm thinking, oh, great, I'm going to go see these great old ruins and everything that. Well, yeah, you know what? They were ruins. You know what they were? They were lines of rocks in the ground of where the palace used to be.
And with
Right? And in some cases, the rocks were built up because they built it up saying, we think it looked like this. And I'm just like, I'm just like, you know what? You've taken my imagination away, but two, you didn't even have anything to offer for me to have an imagination.
Right. Well, see, that being said, like we talk about Great Wall of China and going there and being disappointed, you know, tons of people or whatever.
Yeah.
I would love to see like those big old castles like in Germany, but I think it'd be the same thing. I think I'd go there and be like, of course it's going to be fucking beautiful, right? But like, what's your ROI on that? Like, what do I got to do? I have to travel for 4.5 hours on a rickety old bus on it, right? And then stand with 500 other people and just shuffle through there and yawn and whatever.
Yeah.
So, no, I'd rather go like what you're saying. Go to somewhere like Thailand where you go with somebody that you enjoy being with, and it doesn't matter where you are as long as you're with somebody you enjoy being around. You know?
Yeah.
But just fighting those crowds and doing that shit, that's just, I don't know. I'm past all that.
Yeah.
And it's taken me away from going to see places because I'm like, no, because that's exactly what it's going to be. It's so touristy that I'll fight people all day long. Okay, you got 30 seconds. Wow. Okay, move along, next. And you're like, what the fuck,
I never
dude?
take book tours. Book tours are the worst decision any tourist can make. I learned that quickly in life, that when I go to a place, especially a place I've never been to before, the worst decision you can make is buying a book tour. People buy book tours. Why? Because they're nervous and scared. They don't want to do things on their own. They want somebody else to think about it and work it. Right?
Yeah.
And
I'm the other
that's
way.
the worst decision. You just need to, and this is what we did when we went on our honeymoon. We were so exhausted from planning our wedding and having the wedding and then the reception afterwards. We literally didn't have any plans. We just knew we were landing in Bangkok and that we were just going to find something to do, right?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
And that's
cool.
exactly what we did. We found something to do. And oh my God, what a great experience it was. We weren't shuffled along with a whole group of people.
Yeah. No, it's my wife is a planner.
Yeah.
I'm more of a guy, throw a bunch of shit in the backpack and be like, okay, let's figure it out.
Yeah, let's figure it out, right?
So we make a good pair when we travel, you know. But our next trip, what we'd like to do, so I'll tell you, build to it, go to it. So we were talking about this trip, and my wife goes, okay, I think I got it figured out. I said, all right. She goes, we're going to fly down to Miami, rent a bike, ride to Key West for a day or two,
Beautiful.
and stop along the way,
Yeah.
Come back to Miami, stay a day, fly home.
Okay.
I was like, fuck, dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
One question, though. Why are we staying in Miami for the extra day? And she goes, well, there's good card playing down there or here, and there's some museums, so I figured you'll go play poker and I'll go to the museum. I was like,
She always hits that soft spot.
I love you. She knows, And then there's been trips where she's like, hey, we're going to go on this trip, and I'll ask you not to play cards on this trip. No problem.
Yeah.
But I like to do it because of the people that I meet. I love sitting here talking to people. Shit, man, that's why I started this project.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting here talking, right? And one, you're sitting with people that like to do what you're doing because you're at a poker table. If
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
like it, you're not going to be there.
Exactly.
Right? And most people, there are some people that get a little uptight, but most people will sit and have a conversation, especially in a cash game. They seem a little more,
Yeah, you got to be relaxed.
yeah, that's what it's for, man. Just
I'm
chilling.
telling you, don't overplay your cards. God, that's what I sit sometimes at the poker table and I play on my games on my phone just so I don't have to think about the game.
Just don't overthink it.
Yeah,
right.
You can't not overthink it. Right.
I remember I've been playing for a long time, but we were at a final table, and this one guy years and years ago goes, "It's like we're at the World Series of Poker." I'm like, "Yeah, because you watch it on fucking TV."
Yeah.
I go, "I watch NASCAR on TV. Don't make me a fucking race car driver."
Right.
Come on,
you're not
dude.
Dale Evans, right?
Jesus, but yep. Appreciate you coming down.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Did you have a good time?
Wonderful time.
We could sit here and go for a while,
Go on
but
forever.
we're getting there.
All right.
Thanks, dude.
I'm good. Thanks very much.
Hey, thanks for listening. And remember, stories about roller grills, hook me up. Dan's a lot of fun. You ever get a chance to play some cards with him, watch out. He'll snake all your chips, which is the point. And don't forget, liverishi.com. Use the code word table. Get some love thrown your way. And you want to come on? Bullshit. Tell a story. Do whatever. Just hang out. Sit at the kitchen table with me. Would love to have you. Yes, you have something to say. Hook me up. Best place to get in contact is Instagram at WKT Podcast. Website, waltzkitchentable.com. And don't forget, YouTube, Walt's Kitchen Table. Hook me up with a subscribe. I would much appreciate it. Until next time, much love.